Hey, I have been out of Job Corps for about 6 months now, so I figured it's about time to do an after Job Corps experience for those of you who are completing or maybe even be thinking about going to Job Corps. I had a overall good experience in Job Corps, but overall there were really only two positive things that came out of it once I was complete, and that's I met my girlfriend there. We've been going out for almost 2 years now, and I went there for culinary arts, and so that improved my cooking skills and everything. But after I got out of Job Corps, I had a hard time finding a job in the field I wanted. I started work in the end of February, actually, not as a cook. Like I wanted to work at a bar and grill, but I've changed my mind on that a lot. And now I'm a part-time caretaker for a family member, so I cook and clean. Not exactly the dream job that I had when I was first getting to Job Corps, but I have learned a lot since I've been out of Job Corps. I learned more outside of Job Corps than I ever learned in Job Corps, because they can't teach you everything you know, everything you will need to know in life to be successful, even though they do try to really hard, it seems. But I'm not going to go into too much detail about what it is I'm doing now, but I have access, or I'm in contact with some of the most successful and wealthy people of the Northwest, so Oregon and Washington, which is really cool, and I'm doing a business project. I really don't want to go over all this on here, but one thing I learned is jobs are not what they seem, and I feel like through school and through Job Corps you're lied to an awful lot about something, and it wasn't until I met these people that I realized that. And as soon as you understand it, it feels like that's common sense, but it's just not for so much of the world. And I bought a t-shirt to kind of explain what it is I'm talking about. Well, here is what the job world provides. At the bottom are your employees. At the head of them are the supervisors, then the manager, and then the CEO. So what school and what Job Corps are training you for, essentially, is to be in a pyramid scam. It's a legal one, of course, but that's what they train you for, or they say to climb the corporate ladder, which is pretty much saying get in your pyramid and live within your means. You work to pay rent and get Netflix or Hulu or any of that shit, and that's basically all that jobs want you to do. They don't want you to go out and like travel or do expensive things unless you have a higher career, and in that case you're trading your time for dollars. And I've been talking with some people who work a little bit differently, and that's a really exciting thing for me to start happening. So now that I've been out of Job Corps about half a year, I would not recommend Job Corps to any friends or even to people online now. I just think that it's just amazing that schools and places like Job Corps have a certain mindset, and I don't agree with how that is anymore. I'd never want to be at a job for like 20 years or 30 or 50 years doing something, being in what I now know is a pyramid scam, where you're doing all the hard work and you make very little, and then the guy on top does almost nothing and makes all the money. I don't want to do something like that for my whole life, so I've decided to be around more successful and wealthy people and learn other ways of thinking. And I can definitely feel a personal growth developing in myself a lot more than I ever had before. And that is all I have to say.